You're here to drill holes in the drywall, Marcus. Do not look at the computer screens, do not ask stupid questions, and maybe, just maybe, if you don't track dirt on my Italian marble, I won't tear up your invoice. Julian sneered, adjusting a heavy gold watch that cost more than Marcus made in a year. The young millionaire stood at the top of the basement stairs, looking down at the handyman with absolute disgust. Keep your head down and your mouth shut. At the end of the day, you're just an uneducated guy with a hammer. Let the real men handle the business. Marcus Vance, 45 years old, wearing a faded canvas work jacket and a heavy tool belt, didn't say a single word. He just nodded, his rugged face entirely unreadable, and walked down into the subterranean level of the sprawling suburban mansion. But the moment Marcus stepped off the stairs, he realized this wasn't a standard basement remodel. It was a high-tech fortress. The massive room was packed with long folding tables, glowing computer monitors, and server racks humming aggressively in the corner. 10 young men sat hunched over headsets, speaking in rapid, aggressive tones. Marcus began patching the drywall near the back corner, his hands moving with practiced precision, but his ears were wide open. He listened as the architecture of absolute cruelty unfolded around him. The man sitting closest to him was on the phone with an elderly woman. "Ma'am, if you don't wire the taxes for your grandson's bail money immediately, the federal agents will be at your door in 20 minutes, the young scammer barked, reading from a laminated script. Marcus felt his blood run cold. They weren't running a legitimate business. This was a massive, highly orchestrated scam call center targeting vulnerable senior citizens. Julian paced the aisles like a tyrant, slapping the backs of the chairs. "Push harder," Julian yelled. "Drain her entire retirement account. I want 80,000 by noon or you're all fired." When Julian walked past Marcus, he intentionally kicked Marcus's toolbox, spilling expensive drill bits across the concrete floor. "Pick those up, laborer. And don't make so much noise. We are making millions here, and you are being a distraction," Julian spat. The humiliation was designed to keep Marcus submissive, to remind him of his place at the bottom of the food chain. But Marcus wasn't just a laborer. He was a man of intense observation and boundless patience. He began his silent ascent. Without changing his expression, without uttering a single complaint, Marcus slowly gathered his scattered tools. As he moved around the perimeter of the room measuring the walls, he casually slipped his smartphone into the front pocket of his work shirt, the camera lens perfectly exposed. He spent the next 3 hours methodically documenting everything. He recorded the massive whiteboards detailing the fraudulent banking routing numbers. He captured crisp, high-definition footage of the scammers' computer screens displaying the stolen IP addresses, fake IRS badges, and lists of elderly victims. He even caught Julian on camera, openly bragging to an associate about laundering the stolen funds through offshore cryptocurrency accounts. Marcus moved like a ghost in plain sight. No one suspected the quiet, blue-collar handyman. Finally, Marcus traced the massive network of cables running along the ceiling. He found it. The primary, thick orange fiber optic trunk line. The lifeblood of the entire criminal operation, feeding high-speed internet directly from the main utility box into Julian's server racks. The trap card was set. It was time for execution. Julian stormed over, his face red with rage. "You're taking too long, Marcus. Pack your garbage and get out of my house. I'm not paying you a dime for today's work. You are incompetent." Marcus looked at Julian, his hazel eyes completely calm. "I just need to drill one final anchor hole," Marcus said quietly. He lifted his heavy-duty masonry drill. He didn't aim at the wooden stud. He aimed directly at the PVC conduit housing the main fiber optic trunk. Julian didn't even realize what was happening until Marcus squeezed the trigger. VZZZT. The massive drill bit tore through the plastic and instantly shredded the thousands of glass fibers inside. Every single computer monitor in the room went pitch black. The VoIP phones died instantly. The server racks shrieked as their connections severed. Millions of dollars inactive, fraudulent wire transfers abruptly timed out and dropped. "What did you do?" Julian screamed in absolute panic, clawing at the dead screens. "You destroyed the main line. We're offline. The transfers are gone." Marcus calmly unhooked the drill, placed it in his toolbox, and walked up the stairs without looking back. Within 10 minutes, Marcus was sitting in the cab of his rusted pickup truck. He pulled out his phone, attached the massive file of 4K video evidence, and hit send, routing the entire package through an encrypted connection directly to the FBI Cybercrime Division tip line. By dawn the next morning, federal tactical vehicles surrounded the mansion. Julian was dragged out in handcuffs, his luxury cars impounded, his empire of theft entirely dismantled. The scammers lost absolutely everything. Miles away, Marcus Vance adjusted his tool belt and walked into his next job, quietly fixing a leaky pipe. He didn't seek a reward. He didn't want his name in the papers. He just stopped a predator in his tracks. But it leaves you wondering, did Marcus do the right thing by destroying the property, or should he have just called the police from the start? What would you have done?